distinguished members of the press, I salute you all with my most heartfelt feelings and regards. I have great pleasure in hosting His Excellency Mr. Niinistö, the President of Finland, and his delegation in Ankara. Once again, in your presence, I would like to say welcome to him and his delegation. Turkey and Finland are two friendly countries that have historically had good relations. The diplomatic relationships that have been established with the friendship agreement signed in 1924 have further improved and became stronger in the time that elapsed so far, almost a century. The helping hand extended by Finland following the earthquake disaster has further reinforced our friendship. And I would like to avail myself of this opportunity to once again thank for the solidarity of the Finnish government and the people and the assistance that they have sent. During our meeting with Mr. Niinistö, we have once again confirmed our joint will to further develop Turkey-Finland relationships, and we have also addressed the steps that we will be taking in the upcoming period. Last year, our trade volume has exceeded $2 billion, and our joint target is, first of all, $3 billion, and to reach then afterwards $5 billion. And we are determined to reach these targets by further enhancing our mutual efforts. Starting with investments, defense industry, and tourism, we are ready to diversify our economic and trade cooperation. During our discussion, in addition to our bilateral relationships, we addressed current regional and global issues, including the relationships between Turkey and the European Union. And we attach great importance to a strong continued support from Finland to Turkey's EU membership. And we also exchanged views on the war between Russia and Ukraine. And I have explained to Mr. Niinistö our work to stop the bloodshed and to make sure that the war is ended through diplomatic channels. And I also conveyed my observations on the effective implementation of the Black Sea Grain Agreement, which has been agreed by the parties led by Turkey and the United Nations, and which has vital importance in terms of food security. Turkey is a country that have lost thousands of its citizens to terrorism. Daesh, PKK, PYD, and FETÖ, all these organizations of the world that have blood on their hands are the ones that we are fighting against simultaneously. The only NATO country that has brought down Daesh on the ground is us. We believe that there is no place for any terrorist organization in the future of our region, regardless of their name, their claim, or the names behind them, those that threaten the continuity of our country or the lives of our citizens. We are determined to eradicate them. And at every opportunity, we very clearly express our sensitivity and determination with this issue. We are considering NATO's enlargement process according to these realities. Finland's NATO membership application process, of course, constituted an important part of our discussion. Turkey, as you would all be well aware, is among the strongest advocates of NATO's open door policy. We had given our approval to initiate the accession negotiations for Finland and Sweden during the NATO summit in Madrid. And at the same time, by signing the trilateral memorandum, we had recorded the understanding that Turkey's rightful security concerns should be eliminated. And in the meantime, we have seen that Finland has taken sincere and concrete steps to fulfill their commitments under the trilateral memorandum. And considering the sensitivity demonstrated to eliminate our country's security concerns and the progress that has been achieved, we have decided to start the parliamentary ratification process of Finland's NATO accession protocol. And I wish that this decision will lead to auspicious results for our alliance, starting with our countries. I believe that NATO, which I believe will become even stronger through Finland's membership, will play a more efficient role in preserving global security and stability. With the completion of the ratification process, our relationships with Finland will be fortified on the grounds of NATO alliance. Our discussions with Sweden will be maintained on the grounds of the principles of the alliance and our approach regarding counterterrorism. And I believe that the goodwill is being seen in a much more clearer way. How the process will progress will be directly linked to the concrete steps to be taken by Sweden. I believe that this visit carried out by His Excellency Mr. President will contribute to further strengthen our bilateral cooperation and to further deepen the friendship between our peoples. And I wish that the decisions we've taken will lead to auspicious results. And I would like to thank him and his delegation once again for their visit.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you for invitation. Thank you for hospitality. And specifically, I want to thank you for long, profound discussions we have had. They have been very valuable. Hope to you, Mr. President, too. We all have seen the huge catastrophe of earthquake here in Turkey. We had a possibility of visiting Kahramanmaraş yesterday, and I have to say that the outcome of earthquake was shocking. But we also saw your administrative people working very heavily, very efficiently, and having international people from many countries giving help to them. And somehow I had a feeling that this, in a way, raises also hope. We have had a catastrophe, but after that, people seem to understand how important it is to work for common good, wherever you come from. I think this example, hopefully we can see it multiplied in international arena. Because geopolitics is now in a very dangerous position. And I specifically thank you, Mr. President, because I think that you're one of the few, if not only one, having a lot of discussion all around with everybody involved. And we do need now a lot of understanding, which is caught by discussions that you maintain. One element is the crane agreement you mentioned. Hopefully, we will find a bit better timetable for that than just 60 days. And the President said that he's working on that. Then to Finnish NATO membership, it is very good to hear this news. We understood earlier on that you have done your decision, and signing it today confirms that the Turkish parliament starts to work with the ratification of Finnish membership. It is surely for whole Finland very important. I just want to tell you that from our parliament, 95% of members of parliament said and voted last spring that we have to apply for membership. Now we have got an answer. Thank you. But we have a neighbor, Sweden, and what I now say is not only due to the fact that they are nice people and we have excellent relations with our neighborhood, but I have a feeling that Finnish NATO membership is not complete without Sweden. We have so much common interest, having being really neighbors and having the Baltic Sea area on our shore. So I would like to see in Vilnius that we will meet the alliance of 32 members. Thank you.
Evet, teşekkür ediyorum. Sağ ol.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And now the questions. First of all, we're going to get one question from Finland and another question from Turkey.
Sayın Cumhurbaşkanı Tom Kankonen, Finlandia Radyo ve Televizyon.
Finland Radio and Television. Turkey now is starting the parliamentary process to accept the Finland's NATO membership. Sweden is still on the way. What did exactly Finland do? Concrete answer. Could you please give us a concrete answer? And I will ask the same question in Finnish as well now.
Turkki hyväksyy Suomen NATO-jäsenyyden, niin kuin nyt siltä näyttää. Kiitos.
Değerli arkadaşlar, öncelikle
Distinguished members of the press, first of all, we do not have any different approach vis-à-vis Sweden. However, Sweden has opened their arms to terrorists. The Stockholm Street is continuously
PYD bunların uzantılarıyla bu caddelerde sürekli gösteriler oluyor ve Sayın Başbakan'a da bunları söyledik.
And we have conveyed this to distinguished Prime Minister, and we have given them the list of approximately 120 terrorists, and we asked them to send them over to Turkey. Of course, distinguished Prime Minister is a nice person, but they did not give these terrorists to us, and they could not. Of course, when they could not extradite these terrorists, when they did not extradite these terrorists, it is not possible for us to have a positive approach vis-à-vis Sweden. Of course, these things do not exist with regards to Finland. Because these kind of protests do not happen in Finland, that is why we had to distinguish Finland from Sweden, and that is why our positive approach with regards to Finland has been demonstrated with the signature that we have placed today. And I received a letter from the Minister of Foreign Affairs very quickly, and today I sent this letter to our parliament, and then it will be up to the parliamentary committee from now on, and from the parliamentary committee it will be submitted to the plenary. And my hope is that if it is finished before the elections, if it is possible to make it done before the elections. And I wish it will be leading to auspicious results for our country. From Turkey? No, please, you have the floor.
Maybe I give the answer in English, or what did you mean? I didn't get it, but I tried to guess. Finland has fulfilled all what we agreed in Madrid last summer. And I would say that I guess one element here you have to keep in mind is that our people, our administrative people, have been in contact from that date in Madrid. And according to my understanding, kind of mutual co-understanding has increased a lot. I mean, people understand the legal systems and activities also on a point of view of how to counter terrorism, how you take counter-terrorism. And I think that this has convinced also our Turkish friends. What comes to timetable, it was kind of a solemn situation today when the president signed the agreement or the document sending this application to Parliament here. And we expect and hope that the Parliament has time and is efficient on that. Thank you.
Thank you. Evet, Türkiye'den.
Yes, one question from Turkey. Well, sir, Sweden so far we're planning to become a member to NATO together at the same time with Finland, but Ankara created a different path. As of 1st of June, Swedish new counterterrorism law will enter into force. Do you think that Sweden may be delaying Turkey's demands until then, or maybe they are waiting for the elections to be finished in Turkey? And is there still an option for Turkey for Swedish membership to NATO until the next summit? What would be your message to Sweden? I mentioned before, Turkey does not have any negative approach with regards to NATO's enlargement. However, especially with regards to counterterrorism, Turkey has a red line. If, with regards to counterterrorism, if we see negative steps being taken with regards to Turkey, regardless of where it comes from, we are ready to take all kinds of necessary stances. And an organization such as NATO, if they leave Turkey alone in terms of the fight against terrorism, of course, as Turkey, we would not say yes to these kind of countries. I mean, as far as I remember, we have given them a list of terrorists of 124 terrorists, but regarding this list of terrorists, there's no positive step taken by Sweden. And when there is no such positive step, I'm sorry, distinguished Prime Minister could be a good person, but for us, the result is important. And as long as we do not observe any results in terms of fighting against terrorism, and as long as there are these kind of events happening that go as far as infiltrating to their parliament, this will be our approach. Thank you very much.